Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live, are MetaBirkins art that should be protected, or are they infringement and therefore a scam? Let's talk about it today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. Sorry, roll the intro. HSRL is a production of Safe New Media. Who this is for? Self-actualizers making the most of their lives. Let's get right to it. I have a lot to say. But first, let me tell you who this micro podcast live stream is not for. It's not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide to discover divine truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of the universe. Today on HSRL, a 9-person federal jury in New York City has sided with Hermès in its fight over non-fungible token NFT linked digital images that mirror the design of its famed Birkin bag and that bear the MetaBirkins name, finding that MetaBirkins creator Mason Rothschild is liable on all 3 counts: trademark infringement and dilution and cybersquatting for the MetaBirkins NFTs, and that he is not shielded by the First Amendment protections that apply to expressive and not explicitly misleading the works. The jury in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York returned their verdict this morning, awarding Hermès roughly $133,000 in damages. Last May, this was one of the first trademark cases involving NFTs. Hermès versus Rothschild, around May 18th, 2022. Okay. Around December 2021, defendant Mason Rothschild created digital images of faux fur covered versions of the luxury Birkin handbags of plaintiffs Hermès International and Hermès of Paris, Inc., collectively Hermès. Rothschild titled these images MetaBirkins and sold them using so-called NFTs, which, if you are new to this show, I don't know if you know about NFTs or not, but you probably do. Anyway, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Do we need to explain them at this point? Okay, in response, Hermès filed a complaint, subsequently amended, claiming trademark infringement, trademark dilution, and cyber squatting. Today, counsel representing the French luxury goods brand argued that Rothschild's NFTs were less about artistic expression than an attempt to profit off of the fame and appeal of the Hermès brand, right? Okay, I'm going to go a little bit deep, so brace yourselves, okay? Hermès International versus Mason Rothschild sheds new light on how courts might assess trademark rights in connection with NFTs and digital products. Hermès, owner of the famous Birkin trademark for luxury handbags, sued Mason Rothschild for trademark infringement after he created and sold NFTs of digital images of furry handbags, which he called MetaBirkins. Okay, so these MetaBirkins NFTs sold for prices comparable to the in real life handbag tens of thousands of dollars. Notably, Rothschild had allegedly previously described these bags as a tribute to Hermès's most famous bag, the Birkin, and stated that he wanted to see if he could create the same kind of illusion as the physical Birkin bags with the MetaBirkin NFTs. Hermès also submitted evidence that the media and consumers alike mistakenly believed that MetaBirkin NFTs were actually associated with Hermès. So do you see the confusion? From the outset, Rothschild disagreed with how Hermès framed the case. Of course, he would disagree, arguing that MetaBirkins is the title of an art project and a series of 100 artworks. It is not a trademark. He also asserted that, in addition to being an experiment to see what kind of value people would ascribe to these two-dimensional pictures, the furry appearance of the NFT-linked Birkin images was, and I quote, inspired by the acceleration of fashion's fur-free initiatives and embrace of alternative textiles, end quote. Still, yet, Rothschild asserted that he did not intend to mislead consumers as to the source nature of the NFTs, as indicated by his inclusion of a disclaimer on the MetaBirkins website and his pattern of taking credit for creating the NFTs. Now, a read between the lines seems to suggest that the jury was not persuaded that the disclaimer was effective in limiting likelihood of confusion. So Rothschild moved to dismiss Hermès's amended complaint for failure to state a claim, arguing that Hermès could not prevail as a matter of law due to First Amendment protections afforded to artwork. And the case cited is Rogers versus Grimaldi. Okay. This is a significant case. Under this case, Rogers, let's call it for short, an artist's First Amendment rights essentially trump a trademark over rights to prevent the use of its mark in the title of an artwork, unless, now I'm going to quote, the title has no artistic relevance to the underlying work whatsoever, or if it has some artistic relevance, unless the title explicitly misleads as to the source or the content of work, end quote. Subsequent case law. Okay, are you with me still? We're going to talk about case law now. We're going a little bit deep. Subsequent case law expanded the Rogers test to any trademark claims against expressive works. Okay, for example, beyond use of a mark in the title. So Hermès, on the other hand, argued that the sale of NFTs was purely commercial, meaning that Rogers was inapplicable. So you couldn't apply this to this situation, right? Okay, the traditional likelihood of confusion test should apply to determine whether Rothschild's use of MetaBirkin, the name, infringed Hermès's trademark rights. Did it infringe? Leave a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. Pummel that subscribe button into submission. Okay, so now the key issue before the court was whether the MetaBirkin NFTs should be treated as, number one, expressive works, okay, whereby the NFTs merely authenticate ownership of digital artwork, which require the balancing of trademark rights with First Amendment rights under Rogers, or two, non-expressive commercial products, which call for application of the Second Circuit's standard Polaroid likelihood of confusion test. Got it? Finding that Rothschild's MetaBirkins were digital images capable of constituting a form of artistic expression, the court held that the images were entitled to First Amendment protection and therefore applied to Rogers, okay, in the original case last May. However, The court denied Rothschild's motion to dismiss because Hermès sufficiently alleged that Rothschild's use of MetaBirkins either has no artistic relevance to the underlying work whatsoever, or even if it has some artistic relevance, it explicitly misleads us as to the source or the content of the work. Are you with me? Okay, I'm going to discuss is this guy really an artist or not? But before I do, there's still a few more details. The court noted that in assessing the explicitly misleading prong, it should look to the standard Polaroid factors to assess whether there is a likelihood of confusion, but that any likelihood of confusion must be sufficiently compelling to outweigh the public interest in free expression. Now, Rothschild posted on Twitter, and he's saying it was wrong that Hermès has the right to choose what art is and who is an artist. But really, do you think that was really wrong, according to you, bro? He added, "What happened today will continue to happen if we don't continue to fight. This is far from over, bro. We've seen this before. This is not new." Mason Rothschild told associates that he wanted to make big money by capitalizing on the hype, which proves that he is not an artist as he claims to be, because artists don't make art to make money. Duh. To be fair, Andy Warhol did make silkscreen portraits of celebrities only to make money. But the Campbell's soup cans were novel at the time, okay, in the context that had never been done before. That had never been done before. So you're comparing yourself to Andy Warhol, but you can't. Okay. Uh, Warhol making money with his art through something commercial like this. He was a commercial artist, but he, at the time, that was novel. No one had ever done that, with the exception of the Dadaists doing ready-mades. No one ever did the Campbell soup can thing before him. And then people compare themselves to him. Ask anyone to define what art is, and you'll get mixed signals. The question here is not, is this art, but what is, but it is this an artist or just a degen money grab? Mason Rothschild has never had gallery representation. As far as I know, I could be wrong. I could be way wrong. And you're welcome to correct me, as you should. Go ahead. Leave a comment. Has he ever had gallery representation? You know, if this is the criteria that I'm using, which validates what a real artist is, not being some rando crypto guy. Okay. Did Gagosian call Rothschild and want to like have a deal with him to show with their gallery? Or you see what I mean? Rothschild's use of the Birkin trademark to refer to and promote the NFTs themselves, which it claims have value separate from apart from any associated images, is pretentious garbage trying to be conceptual art. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. Take it or leave it. In the original case, court documentation describes defendant Mason Rothschild is a marketing strategist and entrepreneur. The guy is not an artist. He's a marketing strategist and entrepreneur, which is fine. Just say that. Dude, you lost the case, bro. And you come from the fashion industry. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just don't try to call yourself an artist. You lost. Okay. In or around May 2021, Rothschild created a digital image entitled Baby Birkin, which depicted a 40-week-old fetus gestating inside of a transparent Birkin handbag. Bravo, bro. Good for you, dude. It sold for $23,500 and later resold for $47,000. This is from the Hermès versus Rothschild case on May 18th, 2022. What the jury in this verdict what this does not mean today is that NFT tied assets are broadly blocked from enjoying First Amendment protection. Okay, if you recall, the court stated comparison using the Rogers test, right? Does that apply? He subsequently instructed the jury on the Rogers First Amendment protections in his instructions this week, stating that the parties disagree about the degree to which the MetaBirkins NFTs are works of artistic expression, but it is undisputed that the MetaBirkins NFTs, including associated images, are in at least some respects works of artistic expression. Okay, in conclusion, yes, they are in some respect works of artistic expression. I'll give you that. But the reason why this guy lost the case against Hermès is because it's just not good art. Leave a comment if you disagree. I'm going to wrap it up. Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, yours truly, moi. It is definitely not a cult. But if you would like to join our cult, you could either go to the official website there and plug in your email at safenewmedia.com/HSRL. You're also invited to join our Telegram group through Guild XYZ. Go to guild.xyz/inner circle, connect your MetaMask, and follow me on Twitter. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching today's episode of Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. I have spoken.